You are standing over a man you were sent to kill, and your blade is already buried in his throat. His name doesn't matter. What matters is that 3 of your brothers watched you break every rule the creed has. You drew attention. You spilled innocent blood. You let a target see your face. You think you're the best assassin alive. By the end of today, you'll have nothing left to be proud of. You are Altaïr ibn La'Ahad, son of no one important, raised inside the walls of Masyaf, a mountain fortress in Syria, by an order older than the kingdoms fighting outside it. The year is 1191. The Holy Land is on fire. Crusaders pushing in from the west, Saladin's armies holding the east, and your brotherhood moving silently between them, killing the men who keep the war burning. You were trained from childhood to be a weapon. Right now, you're just an arrogant one. Level 1. The 3 Tenets. You are a boy, and you are being taught the only 3 rules that matter. Stay your blade from the flesh of an innocent. Hide in plain sight among the people. Never compromise the brotherhood. Break one, and you don't just risk your life. You risk every assassin who ever trusted the others to hold the line. Your mentor, Al-Mualim, repeats them until they live in your bones. He is the Grand Master of Masyaf. To you, he is the closest thing to a father you will ever know. He found you, raised you, sharpened you. You would die for him without a second thought. You are the youngest assassin ever to reach the highest rank. You know it. Everyone knows it. And somewhere along the way, the rules stopped feeling like commandments and started feeling like suggestions for lesser men. That mistake is about to cost you everything. Level 2. The Fall. You are sent into Solomon's temple beneath Jerusalem with 2 brothers. The mission is simple. Recover a treasure the Templars are after and kill a man named Robert de Sablé. You ignore the plan, you attack alone. You kill a guard who was no threat and innocent by the creed's own definition. One of your brothers dies because of your recklessness. Robert de Sablé throws you through a wall and escapes. You crawl back to Masyaf having failed completely, and then the Templars follow you home. Your arrogance led an army to the gate of the fortress. Men die defending walls you exposed. You broke all 3 tenets in a single day, the unbreakable ones. You kneel before Al-Mualim, expecting death. Instead, he drives a blade into your stomach. Level 3. The Stripped Man. You wake up alive. Barely. The wound was a lesson, not an execution. Al-Mualim has taken everything. Your rank, gone. Your weapons, gone. The hidden blade strapped to your wrist, the symbol of who you are, gone. You are no longer a master assassin. You are nothing. A novice again, at the bottom of an order you once stood at the top of. But there is a path back, he tells you. 9 men. 9 targets scattered across the Holy Land. In Jerusalem, in Acre, in Damascus. Templars and their agents, men feeding the war for their own ends. Kill all 9. And you earn back your rank 1 death at a time. You don't understand yet that this isn't a punishment. It's an education. Each man you hunt will teach you something the old, arrogant Altaïr was too proud to learn. You take the contract, you have no choice. The clock on your redemption starts now. Level 4. The Dying Words. You begin to hunt. You learn the rhythm of the kill. Climb to the rooftops, vanish into crowds of scholars, listen, wait, strike, disappear before the body hits the ground. This is the work. This is what you were built for, and slowly you are good at it again. But something keeps happening that you didn't expect. The men you kill don't die like villains. They die talking. Each target, in his final breath, tells you why. They speak of order, of ending suffering, of a world without the endless religious slaughter you've watched your whole life. They don't sound like monsters. They sound like men who believe they're saving the world, and some of their arguments are uncomfortably hard to answer. You start to notice something else. Every single target was connected to Robert de Sablé, and every word out of their mouths circles back to one idea, one object, one secret being kept from you. You came here to earn your rank. You're starting to wonder what you're actually killing for. Level 5. The Eagle's Eyes. You are changing, and you can feel it. The arrogance is burning off. You stop killing carelessly. You start asking the questions you used to be too proud to ask. You learn to read a city, to see the threat before it sees you. A sense the Brotherhood calls Eagle Vision, the gift that lets you tell friend from enemy, truth from lie, at a glance. You climb the highest tower in each city to map your hunt below. And for a moment, before every leap of faith into the hay below, you see the whole world spread out beneath you. Tiny, fighting, killing each other over flags and gods. The 9 targets fall, one by one, and the dying words stack up into something you can no longer ignore. They were all working together. They were never just random Templars. They were building toward a single goal, and the man who handed you this list of 9 names knew exactly what they were building. You start to suspect you've been hunting the wrong enemy all along. The thought is treason. You bury it, for now. Level 6. The last name. The 9th name is Robert de Sibley, the man who beat you in the temple. The man at the center of everything, Grand Master of the Templars. You track him to a funeral, where you expect to find him exposed and alone. It's a trap. The Robert you're stalking is a decoy, a woman left to lure you in while the real one rides to broker peace between the Crusaders and Saladin. If he succeeds, the 2 armies will stop fighting each other and turn their full strength on a single enemy, the Assassins. Your entire brotherhood wiped out in one stroke. You race to stop him. You find him on the field outside Arsuf. You fight, and this time you win. But Robert de Sablé doesn't die cursing you. He dies laughing, because with his last breath, he tells you the truth you've been refusing to hear. There were never 9 separate enemies. He and the 8 men you killed were all bound to one master, and that master is not a Templar in some distant castle. It's the man who sent you. It's Al-Mualim. Level 7. The Father's Lie. You ride back to Masyaf with the truth burning a hole through everything you are. Al-Mualim, your mentor, your father, the man whose blade you knelt under, was a Templar all along. The 9 men weren't your enemies. They were his rivals. He didn't send you to redeem yourself. He sent you to murder everyone who stood between him and absolute power. And he dressed it up as a path to forgiveness, so you'd thank him for it. The thing they were all fighting over has a name, the Apple of Eden. A relic from a civilization older than any religion, capable of bending the human mind, projecting illusions, controlling crowds of thousands with a thought. Al-Mualim has it now. You bought it for him, one body at a time. You reach Masyaf and find your home turned into a nightmare. Your own brothers stand frozen, glassy-eyed, enslaved by the apple's light. The man who taught you the 3 tenets has broken all of them on a scale you can't comprehend, and he's using your brotherhood as puppets to do it. The father has to die by the son's hand. There's no one else left. Level 8. The Mind Breaks. You climb to Al-Mualim, and he doesn't even raise a weapon. He raises the apple. The world dissolves. He shows you visions, copies of himself surrounding you, illusions of the dead rising, your own senses turned against you. He speaks the whole time, and the worst part is how reasonable he sounds. He tells you the great lie, that every prophet, every miracle, every godman have killed each other over for 10,000 years. All of it was just this. This relic, this trick of the light. Faith itself, he says, was always a tool to control people. He's simply the first man honest enough to use it openly, to force a peace no sermon ever could. You push through the illusions. You don't have answers to everything he's saying, and that terrifies you. But you know one thing he refuses to accept. No peace is real if it's forged by erasing the will of everyone who has to live inside it. You reach him. You drive your blade home. The man who raised you dies at your feet, and you feel no triumph. Only the cold understanding that you trusted completely and were used completely. Then the apple, lying beside his body, flares to life and projects a glowing map of the entire world, dotted with the locations of dozens more relics just like it. The war you thought you ended was barely the beginning. Level 9. The Long Reign. You are the Grand Master of Masyaf now. You didn't want it. It's yours anyway. The boy who broke every rule out of pride spends the rest of his life rebuilding the order he nearly destroyed. You strip away the blind obedience that let one man enslave everyone. You rewrite what it means to be an assassin, not killers who follow without question, but people bound by a single, harder idea. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted, not a license to do anything. A reminder that no authority, not even your own, is ever beyond doubt. You study the apple for decades, recording everything it shows you in a journal, the Codex. Pages of knowledge so dangerous, You scatter them so no single person can ever hold it all again. You marry. You raise sons. You lead for the better part of a century. And you outlive almost everyone you love. That's the price of being the one who survived. You bury brothers, friends, your own children. The fortress fills with ghosts. Only you remember. Level 10. The library door. You are 92 years old. Your hands shake. Your sight is failing. The brotherhood you saved has spread across the world, far beyond anything Al-Mualim imagined. But you can feel your part in it ending. You take the apple, one last time, into a vault you built beneath the library of Masyaf, sealed behind a door no key can open. You sit. You hold the relic that cost you your mentor, your innocence, and 70 years of your life. And you make your final choice. You will not pass it on. You will not let it poison another generation the way it poisoned yours. You seal yourself in with it, leaving only a message for whoever is wise enough centuries from now to find you. The arrogant boy who thought he was the best assassin alive died a long time ago, in the dust outside Solomon's temple. What's left is an old man who learned the only lesson that ever mattered, that certainty is the most dangerous weapon of all, and the hardest one to put down. Your eyes close for the last time in the dark, your hand resting on the relic, guarding the world from it with the last thing you have left. You questioned everything. You served until the end. And now you are history.